Good morning. This is Judy coming to you from my home in Casper, Wyoming. I'm relatively new at this, so forgive me if I don't uh, do this like most TV commentaries. I'm not an expert liar, so it takes me a little longer. But I think we've seen a couple of things go down this last couple weeks. One of them is Hillary's closet's gotten so full that the bodies are starting to fall out all over the ground. I think one guy said it best this morning when I was listening to him. He said Hillary's poll numbers are dropping faster than Clinton's pants around an intern. And I thought that was fitting. You know, for a guy who was impeached, lied to Congress. You know, him and his wife are, they're married, so, people are like that, I guess. I don't know, cover thy own ass. But anyway, let me give you my top reasons that I'm a Trump deplorable. And very proud of that fact. Clinton is losing so bad, she couldn't get elected dog catcher. This is why the media is beginning to go into the blame game mode. It's everyone else's fault why Hillary is losing. Remember hearing Obama say it, what was it, a couple days ago? She's losing because of sexism. No, we have nothing against a woman president. We just don't want her. I think we can do better. I know we can do better. Hell, we can do better pulling a hooker off the corner of a street. At least she doesn't have all these dead bodies in her past. Let's talk about Hillary's accomplishments. Let's see, from gun running in Arkansas, guns and drug running in Arkansas, before Bill was elected. He was just a governor then, and they were corrupt then. It's called Chinagate. You might want to look at that one. Travelgate. Water white scandal. That was where everybody went to jail except Bill and Clinton, and Bill and Hillary. But the minute Bill was elected to office, he pardoned all the ones that were involved, and they didn't end up in prison for long at all either. So the corruption goes back decades. And this is for the millennials out there. The kids, we love you guys. You're our children. My son's 30 years old. And he's going, no way will I elect that bitch. I know what she's done in my lifetime. And I happen to be one of those mothers that my son and I talked a lot when he was growing up, and we had philosophical conversations about, leadership and what this country needs. And he worked for Halliburton for almost 13 years, from the time he got high school, 18 years old, till he was 30 years old. He got laid off recently for Halliburton after all of that time, and he was third man in line in the bulk plant here. So that tells you what's going on as far as our jobs going away. Obama and Hillary, they're both into that global warming, and we know that's bullshit. It's called the New World Order, and I know this is where I'm supposed to stick my tin can or my tinfoil hat on and say, oh no, it's not happening. They're not even hiding this anymore, guys. It's out there. Mainstream media won't report it. But everybody else knows about it. Scientists that are being paid to do their little models, none of those have happened. Al Gore's an idiot. We know that. I mean, look at our government. When Trump gets in there, God forbid, Hillary gets elected, the first order of business is going to be for Obama to pardon that stupid bitch before she takes office. They already made that deal. They did. And that's why they're worried, because Hillary's going to get indicted, whether it's now or a year from now. Trey Gowdy and Mr. Shefaz, they're not going to let go of it. And Loretta Lynch made her deal with Clinton on that plane. We know she did. James Comey, FBI director, threw himself on the train tracks for her. What does she have on him? Well, turns out he worked for the Clinton Foundation. I mean, they're all connected. If you start looking around, They're just so embedded in the corruption of rubbing each other's asses and patting each other on the back of how much money they have stolen from the American people. It's not even funny. You can also look up one that was called, excuse me, one that was called the drug dealer donor scandal. And it was George Cabrera apparently made such a big donation to the Clinton Foundation that he was invited to the White House without Secret Service present. And what was that about, huh? They loved dealing those drugs and guns. Now let's bring you a little forward. That's back in the 90s in 2001, 2, 3, and 4. Then you've got the cattle ranch futures when they were back in Arkansas. Hillary got an inside trader like they did Martha, but Hillary didn't get busted for it. Inside trading, inside information. She paid $1,000 or invested $1,000 and collected $100,000. Tell me that was legal? Yeah, right. Okay, now the big ones that I have nuts on, and that's your invasion into Syria and Libya. Benghazi was no joke. She left them there to die. They made over 600 calls for help, and help could have been in there in 2 hours. And she was getting this stuff in real time. It wasn't later, hours later, minutes later. It was in real time, folks. She knew. She left them to die. And then to turn around, I think, you know, just in my opinion, I think they knew too much. And I think she never wanted that to come out because they were gun running into the country. They were selling our guns to those guys, the bad guys, and then dumping the money in the Clinton Foundation and then splitting it with perhaps maybe Obama and some other high-ranking officials. That's scary stuff. And you know, what blows me away is they have the audacity to bring up Trump saying that the bombing in New York was a terrorist attack. What are they, stupid? Of course it's a terrorist attack. We're being invaded. That's what they did in Europe. That's what they did in Australia. Look at the evidence. It's all over the internet of people who actually are in these places and reporting this stuff that the media will not tell you. They don't want you to know. Because then you won't let in their migrant workers, or that's the first one. They say, oh, they're just migrant workers. Then they're refugees. Well, you know, like Trump said, a lot of those refugees sure look like 18, 19, 20-year-old men able-bodied to fight for their own country. Strap a gun in their hand and let them fight their own civil war is how I feel about it. I mean, we had to fight ours. And if we have to do another one, well, by God, we will. Because we're not going to take this shit anymore. Then you have bribes. Oh, yeah. The Clinton Foundation bribed Chinese officials to buy or to sell seats on their stock exchange. That explains why Hillary and Obama do good trade deals to China and kiss their ass. Because they're involved in that too. You know, what's going to be really cool is once Trump is in office and he gets to look at all the presidential files, can you imagine what's going to change? He's going to have to spend days, months. He's going to need 5 terms to undo the damage of the last 5 presidents. All of them are pimping for Hillary. Why? What do they got to hide? Republicans pimping for Democrats? You don't find that weird? I find it, you know, highly suspectable. Okay, then you've got Haiti. There's the newest one. Trump met with a Haiti official. He actually went to Haitian, Florida, and met with people down there. And they've never seen a president, a potential president, ever come and see them. So they were really impressed, and I mean, they let it go. They let go. The one fella, he was a Haitian official. Clinton tried to bribe him, told him he'd make him a very rich man if he let the Clinton Foundation do all the arrangements after the earthquake in 2010. Well, it turns out the Clintons ended up bilking them for billions of dollars, and they built 6 houses and sold to let subcontractors do some of the work, and it was shoddy work at that. It'll probably be busted up at the next earthquake. The Clintons have been forever corrupt. There's just no getting around it. So that's the reasons I'm not voting for Hillary. And the fact that she left 4 of my American soldiers to die for 13 hours, while she was more worried about how Obama's campaign was going to be seen because it was the same year of his election. Thank you.